Last night, I accepted a ride that I'll probably never forget. 3 a.m. Minnesota. A snowstorm had swallowed Highway 52 whole. My phone pinged, and the pickup location was an exit ramp. Just an exit ramp, miles from any town. I've picked up people from some strange places, but this was different. This felt wrong. My headlights cut through the swirling snow, and for a second, I thought the app had... There was nothing there. Just a wall of white. Then, a shape emerged from the blizzard. A girl. Couldn't have been more than 16. No real winter coat. Just a thin hoodie pulled tight. She was standing there, alone on the shoulder, as cars and trucks roared past, their lights barely visible through the storm. Primera pulled over my hazards, flashing against the snow. She didn't hesitate. The moment my car stopped, she yanked the back door open and slid inside, bringing a blast of freezing air with her. She slammed the door shut, locked it, and didn't say a word. The destination popped up on my GPS. A hospital about 40 miles north. St. Mary's seemed logical enough. Maybe she'd been in an accident, or was running to see family, but she wasn't acting like someone in a normal emergency. She was coiled in the back seat. Like a cornered animal, I could see her in the rearview mirror, shivering. But not just from the cold. It was a deep, uncontrollable trembling. Her eyes were wide, fixed on the rear windshield, watching the road behind us disappear into the snow. I cleared my throat. Everything okay back there? Pretty nasty night to be out. She flinched, like my voice had broken a spell. A tiny whisper came from the back. Just try! Please. I nodded, put the car in drive, and merged cautiously back onto the highway. The silence in the car was heavy, broken only by the rhythmic thud of the windshield wipers and the low hum of the engine. She hadn't even buckled her seatbelt. For the first 10 miles, she didn't move. Her reflection in the mirror was like a ghost-pale face, dark eyes staring into the storm behind us. She was clutching something in her hand, holding it so tightly her knuckles were white. It looked like a photograph, folded into a small, tight square. Every time a pair of headlights appeared in the distance behind us, her entire body would tense. She'd lean forward, squinting, until the lights passed us, and only then would she sink back into the seat, letting out a shaky breath she seemed to have been holding. The highway was getting worse. Visibility dropped from 100 feet to maybe 20. It felt like driving through milk. My knuckles were white on the steering wheel. This is when I should have turned back. I should have found the nearest exit and told her we needed to wait out the storm at a gas station. But there was something in her fear that kept me going. It felt contagious. That's where everything shifted. My GPS chirped, the calm voice announcing, recalculating route. The girl gasped. It was a sharp, terrified sound. What was that? What did it do? I glanced at the screen. It's just the GPS, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. The storm's probably messing with the signal. It's finding a faster way. She shook her head, her voice rising above a whisper for the first time. No, don't let it. Stay on this road, please. Don't stop the car. Not on this road. Her panic was so real, so immediate. It sent a chill down my spine that had nothing to do with the temperature. I ignored the GPS and kept us on the main highway, my eyes straining to see the white lines painted on the asphalt. We were crawling along at maybe 20 miles per hour. The world outside the car had vanished. There was only the sound of the wind, the engine, and her quiet, ragged breathing from the back seat. Then she spoke again, her voice barely audible. Can you change the destination? I glanced in the mirror. Her face was slick with tears. Sure, I said gently. Where to? She hesitated, then gave me the name of a small town about 30 miles in the opposite direction. It was a place I knew, a tiny dot on the map, with one gas station and a flickering stoplight. It made no sense. We were halfway to the hospital. Going there would add at least an hour to the trip, sending us deeper into the storm. I asked, Are you sure? That's a long way back. Her answer was instant. Please, I can't go to the hospital. Not that one. But that wasn't the strangest part. As I typed the new address into the app, she leaned forward again, her eyes locked on the rearview mirror. Another pair of headlights was approaching from behind, moving a little too fast for the conditions. They weren't passing us. They were matching our speed, staying about 50 yards back, a constant, menacing presence in the blizzard. "Don't stop," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Whatever you do, don't stop." The headlights stayed with us for what felt like an eternity. They were just two blurry orbs in the swirling snow, but I could feel them. Wibat cooled. The car behind us was a hunter, and we were the prey. My heart was pounding against my ribs. I thought about calling the police, but what would I even say? A car is following me in a snowstorm? They'd think I was crazy. The girl was completely silent now, her body rigid with tension. She was watching the road behind us with an intensity that terrified me. It was like she was waiting for something she knew was coming. Then, as we approached an interchange, the lights behind us suddenly swerved. They took the exit ramp, their red taillights vanishing into the whiteout as quickly as they had appeared. The relief that washed over me was so intense, my hands started to shake. I let out a long breath. The girl in the back finally relaxed her shoulders, sinking deep into the seat as if all the strength had gone out of her. We drove the rest of the way to the little town in near silence. The snow started to let up a little, and the lights of the single gas station appeared like a beacon in the dark. I pulled up next to the pumps. The place was deserted. I turned in my seat to face her. "We're here." She didn't look at me. She just nodded, her hand still clutching that folded piece of paper. She opened the car door, and for the first time, she looked directly at me. Her eyes were exhausted, haunted. "Thank you," she whispered. Then she got out of the car and walked towards the payphone on the side of the building, a lonely silhouette against the cold, fluorescent light. I waited for a few minutes, watching her, making sure she was okay. She made a call, spoke for a minute, then hung up, and just stood there, waiting under the awning as the snow fell softly around her. I knew I should leave, but I couldn't. Something held me there. After about 5 minutes, an old, beat-up pickup truck pulled into the station. An older man got out, rushed to the girl, and wrapped her in a huge hug. He held her for a long time, rocking her back and forth. It was clearly her father, or a grandfather. The relief on his face was heartbreaking. He helped her into the truck, and before they drove away, he looked over at my car and gave me a long, grateful nod. I nodded back. As their truck disappeared down the road, I noticed something on the floor of my back seat. It was the folded photograph. She must have dropped it when she got out. Primeta picked it up. My hands were hesitating. I felt like I was intruding, looking into a secret that wasn't mine to know. But I had to understand. I carefully unfolded the worn, creased paper. It wasn't a picture of a person. It was a photo of a car, a dark-colored sedan, a common model you see everywhere. But on the back, scrolled in messy, panicked handwriting, were a license plate number and 3 words. "He's a doctor." I stared at the photo, then at the name of the hospital still glowing on my GPS screen. St. Mary's. And I realized she wasn't running from a stranger. She was running from someone she was supposed to trust, someone she had recognized on that dark, lonely highway. I sat there for a long time, the engine humming, the empty gas station buzzing under the winter sky. The fear, the strange requests, the desperate plea not to stop it all clicked into place. She wasn't having a random panic attack. She was surviving. I folded the photograph, placed it in my glove compartment, and started the long, quiet drive home. The snow had almost stopped, but the cold felt like it had settled deep inside my bones. Some rides you just don't forget. They become a part of the road, a part of the night. If this stayed with you, share your thoughts in the comments. The night is full of stories.